Alright, just click the go live button. So hopefully we are about to be live. Yep, I see the live stream. Let me send down a link since YouTube doesn't like to do that. Alright, should be live now.
Yes, I see it.
Okay, yep,
You started streaming less than a minute ago.
awesome. Let's go through some arena grinding. And let's see here. There's one more group I like to make sure I mention that I am live. Okay, so I don't expect too many people to join. Aeon Kong, first one in. Yo ho, how you doing? I'm not expecting a large crowd today because Seaton is streaming right now. But I had to stream because the arena started and I want to get my 5 stars on cooldown fast as possible. I am currently running suicides, so this should go faster than normal. But first thing I'm going to do is hit the 5 star featured arena because I want to get those 6 stars because I can only use 6 stars in the 5 star featured. So what I'm going to do is at least get this one started to where I can start rotating the 6 stars, because just with the 6 stars I should be able to get to about 1 million, which is enough to get me, the rank rewards there. But the bulk of my time is going to be spent in that 4 star featured because I'm going to get that 4 star Venom the Duck. Don't know if he's good, don't really care, just know that I don't have him. So I'm going to go get him.
So you have no plans for him other than a mighty need to collect everything.
Exactly. Gotta catch 'em all. And I am not a fan, still not a fan of Howard the Duck. When I saw he was coming to the contest, I was like, okay, it's a little fun. He's a little comedy relief. But he is very annoying. One of the things he makes these, I don't know if you have ever seen me play with him, I try not to. If I got him as a 5 star, actually, did I? Yeah, I do have him as a 5 star.
Yeah, I've seen you play him.
Um, that should tell you how much I don't like him. I try to forget that I have him, because the only reason that I would play with him is as a 5 star to get him on cooldown to get those points. But he makes very annoying sounds. Very annoying.
Well, that could be solved with mute if he's good enough.
And I usually play without the sound. In fact, that's when I started playing without the sound, was when he entered the contest.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it was really annoying. Still is. These quacking noises and
Well, he's a duck. What you expect him to bark?
I don't want them to make any noises rather than those annoying noises.
Okay.
Those are ugh. So what you been up to, Aeon Kong? And what time is it where you are right now? It's 1 in the afternoon for me.
Buddy Lee coming in. What up?
Hey, Buddy Lee.
Aeon Kong wants to know, do you have any video about how to use Corvus?
Yeah, I do, Aeon Kong. In fact, I have more than one. I have a first look video where I didn't really do him justice because I didn't really know. It was more of a first look. But when I started recording my Alliance Wars, I used him. So if you want to see him in action, see him with suicides on, see him, with missions ramped up in the Alliance War. But there's also another video. Just do a search for Corvus. I believe I took, when I ranked up my 5-star to rank 5, I took him into, I think, Act 5 and got his missions and, showcased his damage there. So just go ahead and search on the channel. But yeah, I do have him.
Buddy Lee says, let's run a few dungeon rooms.
That would have to be after I finish the entire arena. I am going for this 4-star Howard the Duck. I've already done my arenas though, but I wouldn't mind running an arena. I mean a dungeon or so. But it would have to be after I did all the arenas. Got my 5 stars on cooldown, 6 stars on cooldown, 550s on cooldown. And I don't think I'm going to have my best champions. I have a guy that I paired up with a long time ago because I used to be really frustrated with those dungeons because nobody was doing them in my alliance. And I ended up having to do randoms. And let me tell you, that was a frustrating experience because sometimes they would come in and couldn't even get past one room. And there I was with my top champs and just wasted them. So even in my alliance, there weren't that many that could do quite a few rooms with me. But this guy, Itans, he and I usually can get through 4, sometimes 5 rooms, so we can knock it out very quickly. And so that's what we usually do. First day, as soon as they're available, I hit him up, and he's always ready for him, and we just go ahead and knock him out.
Buddy Lee says if he does random partners, he only brings 4 stars, just in case you get a bad partner.
Yeah, that's a very good idea, in fact. Wish I had done that. Would have saved me some frustration. But even when I do that, I got a string of bad partners, and it ended up taking me, I think, what was it, an hour to get done with those dungeons. And I don't know how many times, because I kept getting people, they couldn't even get one room. And I was just using up my champions. And I was getting more frustrated, more frustrated. But yeah, so now I don't run randoms anymore. I just hit Itans up. And if he's not available, like yesterday we actually ran, but we only got up to room 3. Just some bad RNG. And then he was in meetings. So another old alliance mate hit me up, and we finished it off. But I try to get those done ASAP so that like now I'm not having to worry about running dungeons and, the arena. And I am running suicides, which don't always make for nice dungeon runs. Alright, heard the
So, what do you
sound.
think your chances are of getting Venom the Duck?
Oh, I'm gonna get him. Ooh, Dark Seed. Thanks for the subscription, bro. I'm actually in one of the line groups that I was talking about that I post to make sure that I let them know that I'm live. He runs that room. And it's a fairly large one.
Darkseid said, "Yo, what's up, bro?"
Yeah, good to see you, man. Said I know Seaton is live streaming, so I wasn't expecting a huge crowd.
Buddy Lee said, "Agreed. The new dungeon just reset. Was trying to get it done before he turned suicides on."
Yeah. Now I've done them with suicides, but you are hampered um, depending on what nodes I get. And I hate fighting Modoc, especially in arena. But it's depending on the RNG on those nodes, suicides can be really, really bad. But on the plus side, the fights are over quickly, and even with suicides, if I have my top champions available, I can usually uh, make it to room 4, 3 or 4, dungeon 7. So that's usually about where a lot of folks end up stopping anyway.
Angon Kadir said, his dungeons partners left MCOC after the first time dungeons came, so he stopped doing dungeons.
Uh,
And Darkseid's network said so is Cow Whale.
okay, wait, I missed something. So is Cal Whale what?
I think streaming.
Oh, he's streaming as well. Yeah. See, I wouldn't know that. I'm sub to him, but I don't think I have his notifications. Not nothing against him, but I think I watched him once, and it was interesting to watch how much money he spent, but at the same time, it would sometimes make me rage. And I think I explained to somebody why some of us don't like seeing games set up where those who spend have such a you know big advantage, and it's because oh, dark side. Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Um, it's because we know how things go in real life, and people that have money often get most, not all, but they get most of what they want. They have things much easier than those of us that don't have money. So, that's just the reality of it. Some people hate on them for it, but it is what it is. But when we come and we play a game and we have a virtual world, this is our chance to escape this reality for a little while, and, sort of level the playing field. So, games where, folks that have a lot of money can also get all the good stuff in the game, that just it makes things a little bit less of an escape, because you already know how it is in real life. You already have to deal with that in real life, and now you have to deal with it in the game as well. So that's why a lot of people, aren't too fond of games that reward spenders overly much. You still have to reward them because, a free game like this, they have to make money. So they've got to reward them in some way, shape, or form. Just don't want to have that gap between the haves and the haves nots. Um, you don't want that gap to be too large, or else you'll find, a lot of people are upset. And, one of the games that I play other than this one, and it's just a little side game, and I've actually reduced the amount of time I play that game. It's called Line Rangers, and that game is a pay to win game. I cannot maintain my competitiveness because of their model. If you spend in that game, that's everything. The only way that you're going to be competitive, in fact, their in-game currency in that game is rubies. Okay, so now think about this. You guys may have seen my previous opening. I'm able to grind in this arena, get battle chips, and earn units. And you saw how many units I was able to earn. So even though you have big spenders in the game, I can still sort of keep up if I spend a lot of time and grind in arena like I do. But in that game, you can't do that. The only way that you get rubies is by winning, maintaining a certain level in their PvP. So in order to maintain a certain level, you have to win. So that means you have to be competitive. But in order to be competitive, you have to have a very strong team. So there's some RNG. Their RNG is horrible. But in order to, spin their version of crystals, you need rubies. So you can see there's a little catch-22 because in this game, you use units, well, you use shards that you can earn grinding in arena. There's not that many ways to earn rubies. You either purchase them or you win them in the PvP, and that's only once a week that these are awarded. All right, and to give you an idea, if you get a decent level, not even the highest level, you may end up getting about 100, 150 rubies. But in order to spin just one time, you are going to need, how much is it? Again, I forget. I think it's like 300 just to spin once. And that's ridiculous. So you end up spending a lot of time um, just trying to get the rubies. And by the time you get enough rubies to spin, and remember, it's still RNG, people who spend, they have such a huge advantage that it's not even close to fair. So, I have a couple other games that I play as well, but that one, it really annoyed me. And recently they made some changes that made it even more difficult to maintain your competitiveness. So, yeah, that games that are pay to win like that, very annoying. And this game isn't, but like this is why I was saying this, Dark Side. When I watch folks like Crystal Opening Whale, you know, I have mixed feelings. For me, it's not all that entertaining to watch someone pay their way through the game. It's just not that much fun for me. I realize it's fun for a lot of people, more power to them, but not for me. So, yeah, I didn't know he was streaming, but the only other person that I saw streaming was Seaton, and he had started streaming 2 hours ago, so he might be finishing up, not sure.
Dark Side wants to know: are you shooting 50 mil for Howard the Duck?
No, I'm only going for the 4-star. I don't go for 5-star featured. No way. Not trying to do that.
And Angon Kadir says try Clash Royale. They think about free to play players, and that is not that time consuming.
I heard about that and I did look it up. It didn't catch me, but we'll see. I might take a look at it. But the other game I do play is a Marvel Puzzle Quest. You can actually earn, a couple of points for Marvel Insider that helps you out. But that's a fun and interesting game to play, when I'm not playing Marvel Contest of Champions. But
About 5 minutes a day.
yeah, 5, maybe 10. But all right, so I just got up to win streak 7. I got my 6 stars on cooldown. I used a couple of 4 stars because they're going to come on cooldown much faster. Now I'm going to hit the 4 star arena featured, and this is where I'll spend my time. Anytime my 550s come off cooldown, that is what I will uh, use them on, is in that arena. And then I'll get my 5 stars on cooldown fast as possible. And the only time I'll go back to the 5 star featured arena is when my 6 stars come off cooldown. And that should be enough over the course of 3 days to get me the rank rewards in the 5 star arena. And I'll focus on the 4 star featured. And I'll probably end up putting up about 16, 17 million. That's usually what I end up doing. And depending on how much time I have when I hit that mark, I might go back into the 5 star and pad that up a little bit. But usually not. I'll usually hit the 4 star basic and see if I can get all the milestones there. And since I'm running suicides currently, it should be a little bit easier for me to do that. I'm not running full suicides either. I'm only running double edge. That way, when Alliance Quest starts up again, it won't hurt me too much. Because Liquid Courage would hurt my healing. So I try not to run that if I'm going to run anything else as well.
Meister says hello. He's watching on TV because he needs Grind Arena too. By the way, how much will you go for Venom?
Yep, I just said that. And I saw that you subbed too, Meister. Thank you. But yeah, I'm going to put up probably between 16 and 17 million. That's what I normally do. That's not what I think he's going to go for. But I usually put up that much. When I'm going for him, in the first round, don't know if I'll even go for him in the second round, to be honest. I'm going for him just so that I have him. I don't think he's all that great, but I'm going to add him to my collection. And that's about it. Because I have several 4 stars that I would be ranking up before him. And before them, I have a need to get my rank 1 5 stars to rank 2. I want to get all of them to rank 2 as fast as possible. But Omega Red is 440. I want to take him to rank 5. Emma Frost is also 440. I want to take her up. And Symbiote Supreme is 440. And I want to take him up. I just don't have the resources to 550 all 3 of them and take up my 5 stars to at least rank 2. So I'll get him, but he's going to go to rank 3 during, the next level up event after, I get him. And he's going to stay there for a long time. So, not going too crazy for him. If I don't get him this first round, doesn't matter. I'll just go for him the second round. In fact, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about going for him only second round. Dark Side says, "Yes, bro. That's why I love playing this game. It takes me away from real life stresses." Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's
So when
going.
you're when you're aiming for a specific person to collect, like Venom, you do suicides. You think that's the best way?
Oh yeah.
Why?
In fact, the only time that I run suicides these days is when I'm going for a champion because suicides, um, they increase your damage by quite a bit. Uh, the two suicide masteries are Liquid Courage and Double Edge. Double Edge um, puts a bleed on you. You see that bleed up there?
Mm-hmm.
Every champion that I have that can bleed, you're gonna see he has that bleed on him. They have that bleed on him. That's from Double Edge. So it's gonna be damaging me for a short amount of time, and boom, you see it's gone. Okay. Um, Liquid Courage does a poison, and it stays for the entire fight. And what poison does is it reduces your healing. So if I'm playing with a healing champion that is not poison immune, their healing is going to be hurt. But each of those at max level, which is 3, adds 30% attack. So if I were to run both of them, I would have 60% more attack. But honestly, with even double edge and 30%, the fights are going quickly, as you'll see. So yeah, anybody that's going for a champion hard, those guys that go for champions in the 5-star featured, they're usually running arena or they're spending a ton of money or both. So yeah, it makes the
So I
fights go
just
so much
want
faster.
to know what your masteries are.
They change all the time. Uh, I have a video somewhere on my channel that goes through my mastery setup if you want to take a look at that. But I have different setups depending on what I'm doing. If I'm running suicides, if I'm running half suicides, just depends, and it's always fluctuating. If I know that I'm about to do something specific, I'll arrange my masteries based on the champions that I use the most. So I used to max out deep wounds, and I still do for the most part. That's because my main champions always were bleeders. Wolverine was my go to for AQ for a very long time. And so I always made sure I had deep wounds. But now my top guys are Hyperion, who does not bleed, Spider Man Stark Enhanced, doesn't bleed, and Corvus, who doesn't bleed. So deep wounds doesn't really help my three most used top champions, and my focus has been more on Alliance War. So it's less of a priority now. So my mastery setup will sometimes just max out Assassin instead. So it just depends. Anytime you're setting up your masteries, you want to take into consideration the champions you use the most and build your mastery setup with them in mind. But with that said, my standard build normally maxes out both deep wounds and assassin. And I'll also max out despair just because it's very useful. But other than that, just play around, see what works. There is no one best mastery setup.
Ankong Kadir says he's starting arena after a long time to save a few units for LOL.
Oh yeah, I was keeping you abreast of my progress in LOL. which is Labyrinth of Legends for those of you who may not know. It is the hardest story content in the game, and doing one path is a huge achievement, and doing all the paths is a monumental one. And a lot of people, they'll do that over the course of months. There are people that did their first path 1 year, and then the next year they ended up doing like another path or two. One of the reasons is that the big prizes only come from doing the first path and the last path. Everything else in between, it's not really worth it. So you're just working towards a goal. So what I ended up doing is saving up for 8 months, grinding arena, and you guys saw that 800 crystal opening, and I got something like 15,000 units out of all of that. And it was during Summoner Appreciation Week, which is what I was actually waiting for. And once I did that, I went into Labyrinth of Legends. I had already completed Act 5, so I rank 5 my Spider-Man Stark Enhanced, who I knew I was going to use to go through it. And I did that first path, and then for every day for the next 6 days, I did another path. So 6 paths in 6 days, and then I ran out of units, or I ran low on units, and I was saving up, and they gave us the refund for Mystic Dispersion, and that gave me the units I needed. And I think that weekend I went ahead and did my final path of Labyrinth. So there are people that have not completed Labyrinth 100% that started before I did.
So I Joachim wants to know, why don't you use all the suicide mastery?
Sometimes I do. Just depends on what else I'm doing. Uh, what the half suicides, the benefit to that is, first of all, I don't really notice a big difference when I'm grinding arena. When I use liquid courage as well versus not using it and just using double edge, I don't really notice a difference as far as the speed. There might be one, but it's so small that it's not even worth mentioning. But not having liquid courage means that my healing champions don't have their healing nerfed, because that liquid courage will nerf their healing. And if I'm using suicides while I'm still doing Alliance Quest, which is what happens a lot, I'm usually using sustainable champions in Alliance Quest, which means I definitely want the healing. I tend to go in with the 4-star Trinity, so I have a 4-star Blade, and I have a 4-star Ghost Rider. Now, Ghost Rider usually can handle having liquid courage on. He can usually still heal up very nicely, but it definitely is noticeable for my Blade. So it just makes it a little bit easier for me. Oh, I hate pushing Groot to his special 2. So annoying.
Angang Kadir says he's planning to use Stark and Blade combo for LOL.
Good luck. That's a very good combo. Blade is going to be slower, but he's going to save you a lot of units. That's pretty much what I've heard. I didn't have him, so I couldn't, use him. But he's definitely going to save you a lot of units. But he is slow.
Hi, Sniper Boss.
Hey, Sniper Boss.
And you're welcome for the answers, so Joachim.
Hey, Sniper. I let my sister see you. I showed her the New York City Comic Con clip and she saw you, and she said you are such a cutie. So you're already slaying the ladies, starting early. Use your power wisely. I think it was. Oh wait, no, 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 no. Wait, was it? Yeah.
No, Nando, I think you
Oh wait,
got
no, no, that's
Sniper
that's
Ball
that's Top
confused
Milo.
with
Sorry,
Top
I
Milo.
confused you. Sorry, sorry, Sniper. I just realized that
Wow,
you're both
Kendall.
young, both young. Oh, and as you guys may notice, when I was going through Arena, I went through. I chose all rank one champions. The only time you want to do that, all three rank one 5 stars, is when you're building up the streak like this. You know, this is the only time I'll be able to do that, in fact. So I'm just throwing these in fact, I may not do it after this one even. We'll see, because it's already starting. Right now it's okay, but it'll ramp up maybe one more, and then we'll see. Yeah, Sniper
Meister
Boss. Sorry
says
about that. I did confuse you with Top Milo.
Meister says then LOL with GR will be super funny.
Ugh.
Abhishek V4 says, "Yo guys, how you doing?"
Hey, how you doing, man? Just grinding Arena for a little bit. Got my suicides on, so I'm just running through them real quick here. I fell asleep and woke up, and I didn't have enough time to eat my lunch, so I got my lunch just sitting here, and I'm gonna eat it eventually. But I wanted to get my 5 stars on cooldown, because if I don't, it's going to throw everything off.
I'm sure you're cute too, Sniper Boss. But thank you for stopping by. And Danny Kosh wants to know, how do you do your infinite streak?
All right. And take care, Sniper Boss, and thank you for stopping by as well. I have a video that goes through what I do for, I think, one arena, and then I describe what I do for the next one. And there's many ways to do it. How I usually do it, as you see here, ooh, almost got clobbered. Any champion, I usually start with my lowest 4 stars, and I'll get to win streak 5. Once I'm at win streak 5, I choose my lowest 5 stars. So my rank 1s, rank 1 level 25s, you saw me do that twice now. So I'm at win streak 7. So I'm going to try doing another one, and that's only to get on the infinite streak. I wouldn't try this because you will get deathmatched if you try it once you're on the infinite streak. But these guys here, if you'll notice, the Ultron, which I got from completing Labyrinth of Legends, and I'll show you guys here in a minute, he is rank 1. Okay, but with suicides, his PI is pretty high. So I could probably use him and not worry too much about getting deathmatched. But before win streak, I would say 8 or so, you're good to use all rank 1s. And you just have to look and watch and see your opponents and their PI. And when their PI starts ramping up, that's when you want to start mixing your champions. And keep in mind that it's going to be tough when you get to about 9 or 10 because they don't like to throw their specials. So you want to save champions that have some sort of power control, or they're very, very tough and can survive an L3, like Iceman, or an awakened Luke Cage if you have him. If they can survive a L3, save them for when you get to those hard matches. Then, when you get to win streak 12 or 13, I switch over to my 550s. And I'll go to as far as I can go. I'll use up my 550s, which usually takes me to win streak about 20 or 21. And you're on the infinite streak at, I think, around 17 or so. But I always just use up all my 550s. Why not? Go to like 20, 21, and once you're there, you're definitely on the infinite streak, and you won't get deathmatched as long as you make sure not to choose all rank 1s. So from that point on, I just start from the top and work my way down, or if I have not already used up my rank 1s, which, you know, initially I will have already, I'll start from the bottom just to make sure that I use a rank 1 with a rank 2 or a rank 3. I'll often choose a rank 3 and 2 rank 1s to make sure that I don't get deathmatched. Alright, I heard the sound, but I was looking down. What was that? Ozzy. Ozzy Gaming. Thank you for subscribing. Love these Streamlabs. It actually showed me, because I missed it looking at it on the stream, but it actually shows me a history of all the events that took place. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Abhishek wants to know: are you going for Venom the Duck? If so, what's the cutoff you guys expecting?
I am going for Venom to Duck, but not the 5-star. And I don't really do cutoffs. I just aim for what I consider a safe score, and I always go for overkill. All right, so now, see, I'm at win streak 8 right now, so I've got to be a little bit careful. Around this time, I usually lose one of the matches. I'm running suicide, so it's a little bit easier, but it's likely that I might. So I'm going to choose champions that I know can put out some good damage and maybe end the fight quickly. All right, so Symbiote Spider-Man, I'll put some armor breaks, and with the suicides, that can be really nasty. Guillotine and Moon Knight both do bleeds. And see, this is what they like to do. See, look at the PI. It's quite a bit, quite up there. It's not hard yet, but after this, I will start using champions that have some sort of power control. And what do? I said Guillotine because she has that nice bleed, right? And look who I'm having to fight with her. Bleed immune champion. And there's no telling whether she's gonna... See, look how she's just running up on me. All she's doing is throwing heavies. Trying to bait out... Okay, there we go. She actually almost backed me into a corner. Okay, so what I'm gonna do... Throw this, and we should be good. And that fight took longer than it should have because she's bleed immune. But in any case, I'm aiming for 16 to 17 million in the 4-star featured. I don't go for 5-star featured. Oh.
Ted Fed says, "Yo, you got live."
Yeah. Good old Hulk. He likes to throw that special one because it ramps up his damage. So he's actually not too bad to fight in the arena because even when you're ramping up, he likes to throw that special one because it helps him so much. So he's very free with it. No, Sniper Boss. I ain't letting you in that chat. Ooh, look at that. I took my eyes off of it. And okay, you gotta pay attention a little bit.
Oh, it froze for a second there.
Yeah, it did. And there. Yeah, fighting Wasp is tricky. Yeah, I haven't let anyone else in to the chat but my sister for right now. Um, Maybe later I'll start letting some folks in. We'll see. All right, so now I'm on win streak 9. So here, as I said, I'm going to be choosing my best champions, ones that I feel are going to be able to handle even if they don't throw their special. So here's my vision that I just got. And sometimes I'll do Nebula because she can tear them up. Sometimes I'll do Quake. Actually, we'll do Quake. And let me see who else. So mix and match a little bit. Yeah, I might do. See, I don't want to do too many of the power control because I want to save them because I have to get to win streak 12 at least. But let's go ahead and do magic. And hopefully this should work out pretty well. Yep, I see. Doesn't look like it's too tough of a fight. Yeah, you can see there. Not too bad yet. And see, this cable could be a problem with that power flood. But he's not a problem for this Vision. I love Vision. I do not regret getting him at all. I consider him the king of power control, and magic
Look
is
at
the
that
queen.
color scheme. Ugh, looks like a rotten banana.
That's interesting. I thought you would have loved his colors.
No,
Sure?
I'm quite sure.
I seen you wear a hat that looked a lot like those colors.
Yeah, it's different to wear a hat like that. It's much different than that. And plus, I'm not bright red.
You hear my sister
Okay?
floundering? That's because that's her favorite color. That green. That's why I was very surprised.
Okay, first of all, no. That green he's wearing is not the lime green I like.
My bad. All right, you see me playing with Quake. Quake is a beast. I know a lot of people that would rank 5 her in a heartbeat. Not me. Not really into the Quake style so much.
What don't you like about her style?
It's very, very risky. You see how I stayed in that corner? Very risky, and you mess up, she has no healing. All right, so
Ted Feds wants to know how do you get her to evade every time?
that is part of what she does. When you're holding your heavy, the very first attack, she evades. But that's only the first attack. So if you mess up, if they attack too fast, if you miss that parry, you're going to get wrecked and then you're in the corner. So that is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like that particular style. Because she is a beast, but you have to like her style of fighting.
Pedro Khan says, Lord Shadow, help me out. I only have 6 5 stars, 3 at 2 out of 35, and 3 at 1 out of 25, and only one 4 star at 5 out of 50. How can I get an infinite streak in the 4 star feature arena?
Um, First of all, you don't have to get it, depending on what you're going for. When I first started out, um, I didn't get the infinite streak at all. I would go as far as I could go and then intentionally quit. And then every time I was on cooldown, when they came back up, I just went in again. I wouldn't worry about the infinite streak just yet. Build up your roster a little bit more. All right. Let's see.
Sayabun, hey buddy,
Who's that? Who's that? What's that?
at Shadow.
All right. I see Clay Slatton. What's going on, man? I don't really add too many people in game. The in-game chat sucks. But if you look in the description of most of my videos, I have a link to my Discord server. So you can join my Discord server and we can chat there. That's where I try to funnel everybody. It's much easier to chat there. Okay.
Ted Fed says, okay, thanks. Does she need to be a certain rank or awakened for that, or is it always the case for that first evade?
Always the case for that first evade. She does not need to be awakened. Her awakened ability, if I remember correctly, I did not mean to do that. Her awakened ability, I think, increases her block proficiency and gives her a very small block damage back, something like that. Yeah, I was wary about choosing a Ghost Rider here, but he does have a little bit of power control on that special 2, as you saw me use. But I accidentally did a light attack, which does a bleed, which of course causes the degen from Cable. And I kept saying in my mind, okay, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I don't do a light combo. Just do the medium, get the... Well, actually, with that particular Ghost Rider, he's not awakened, so he doesn't have that one. But we got through it.
Clay Slatton wants to know how good is his roster. His only 5 stars are R3 Voodoo, R3 Gambit, R2 Hawkeye, 5 star Ultron, R2, and R2 Moon Knight.
It's a good start. Hawkeye is very underrated, but he is a beast. I liked Hawkeye from way back. Uh, that's why he ended up going to rank 3 very quickly. I just never awakened him, or else he probably would have ended up being my first rank 4. His power control, crazy. And then they changed him, and that bleed that he has, well, you guys are just watching it now. He is very good. Ultron is also good, but just so many champions have come out that, outshined him. Outshone, whatever. But it's a good start. Just keep hitting that arena. Keep getting as many 4-star champions that you can. Keep duplicating them. getting those 5-star shards. When you can open up 5-star crystals, go for basics. Don't go for the featured. Even though you might want some champion that's in the featured arena, don't do it. Build your roster up first. I don't go for featured champions at all. Never have. The only time I'm going to open up a featured crystal is that free one. Well, not free, but the one that we got for completing the monthly quest. All right, so now you see that I'm on win streak 11 here. So now I'm using my rank 5 Starkey, my rank 5 Corvus, and I'm going to use my Hyperion. This is actually my Alliance War attack team as well. And a lot of times at win streak 11, if you're not careful, you'll get wrecked. But I'm pretty confident that they can't choose someone that will wreck me. Now I'm running Suicide, so if I went up against a rank 5 Void, that could be a problem. Other than that, not worried about any matchups.
Pedro Khan says, thanks, just trying to get all the rewards in the 2, 3, and 4-star arenas.
Yep, I did that for the last arena. I hit all the milestones in the, I think all of them except for the 3-star and the 2-star arena. And I still put up about 250, I think, in the 3-star. Just got bored.
Clay Satin says he's not a beginner. He's been playing for 3 years. He has no Duke 5 stars.
Oh,
And he
wow.
has 34 stars. He goes for the basics. He used 2 high guys and 1 low.
Yep, that's what you want to do. So you've been playing 3 years, so I'm assuming you're not a hardcore arena grinder.
He's doing the 4 to 5-star arena.
All right. Had to pay attention a little bit there. Very easy to get wrecked by Medusa if I'm not paying attention. She'll fire off that special 2, do tons of damage, and it has a stun. Can lose the fight just that quickly. Alright, so now I'm at win streak 12. Now, before we were able to rank 5 our champions, I was good to switch over to my 550s at this point and not get a hard match or anything like that. And I would just, go up to 15 at the very least with easy matches. But because the difficulty or the tiers have gone up one, I'll sometimes still do my 5-stars. So I'm gonna do Iceman, mainly because I know Iceman will survive in L3. I'm gonna try Voodoo because he has, if I can get him to an L2, he's got power control on his L2. And then, let me see, I'm going to choose a 550. And it's going to be Archangel because Archangel at 550 is a beast and he's better than some 5-stars. So we should not have a problem here. And yeah,
Abhishek V4 says, Lord Shadow, which featured 5-star hero crystal is good? The current or the new one that's going to come?
I'm not sure. I haven't even honestly paid attention to him. I always go for basics. And I have that 5-star featured for finishing the monthly content, I think the symbiote difficulty, but that one is locked in. So it doesn't matter how long you wait, it's going to be the same crystal. And I'll open that up in a video. But I usually don't keep track of the features. And I know people tease me because I'll add a champion that I want, like say Ghost. She's not in the crystals yet. but I want her. So I'll add her to my, champion most wanted list, and I'll pop that up while I'm spinning the crystal, even though she's not in that crystal. I did that for another champion as well because I don't pay attention, so I have no idea whether they're in the crystals or not. I just know it's a champion that I want. Okay, we got an awakened juggernaut here, 5 star. But like I said, this is Archangel. Once I start getting them bleeds on him and some neurotoxins, it's over. Archangel, definitely a beast. Just look at this. Look at his health drain away after I get the bleeds on him. And look at how often I even hit him. Look at this. I'm not even touching him. He's dead. He just doesn't know it. He's a walking dead man. If you have a 4-star Archangel, take him to rank 5. My 5-star Archangel is the first rank 4 that I ever had as a 5-star. And I don't regret taking him there, even though he's not awakened. He is a beast. I know some people say he needs to be awakened. He doesn't really need to be awakened depending on what you want to use him for. His awakened ability will give you that, shut down their ability accuracy on his neurotoxins, but even unawakened, he does crazy damage. Even unawakened, he still poisons them. Each of his poisons will reduce their healing by 30% per stack. So if you can stack 4 poisons on them, healing champions don't heal anymore. So, yeah, I don't think he needs to be awakened. All right,
Heck,
so
that's up.
who's that? Oh, hey, Hector. What's going on? Yep, still no face cam. Don't know if I ever will. We'll see. Maybe one day. But anyway, as you see, I'm going to my 5 stars now. I mean, my 4 stars, my 550s. And from this point on, I'll just run through all of my 550s. And once I get done with all of my 550s, I'll switch back over to my 5 stars and then finish those off. And then every time my 4 stars come off of a cooldown, I'll run through them very quickly. Won't take me that long. And I'll probably get, maybe two times running through them before my 5 stars come off cooldown sometime tonight, about maybe 8 o'clock is when I'll start again, just before bed, and then I'll hit them up again when I wake up in the morning. When you're going for these champions, you end up scheduling your life around this arena. Clay Satin says, I am doing the 4 to 5 star arena. Okay, yeah, just read that. I love my 4-star blade. Oh, yeah. 4-star blade. I use him in Alliance Quest usually. Right now, I haven't been because I've been using that Summon Symbioid. Uh-oh. Not want to push her to her special 3.
Clay Satin says he usually watches Professor Hoff and Dorky Dave and learns from them.
Oh yeah, Dorky Diggity Dave is one of the first YouTubers that I watched, and I learned quite a bit. If you ever watch my crystal openings, a lot of the ideas I patterned them after what he did on his. Like the PHC counter. I saw him doing a PHC counter. I also watch Frojo34, Brian Grant, of course, Yeet when he was streaming. I watched him all the time. Just a lot of people. Rich the Man, I watch. Seaton, of course, I watch. I have watched Prof Hoff. I like him. Very educated. I like his demeanor and his maturity. Um, but since I've been live streaming, I've watched less because normally I watch live streams, not live streams, even if they, if I miss the live stream, I'll watch it on video on demand there. But I'll watch it while I'm grinding arena. So like right now. But since I'm live streaming now while I'm grinding arena, that means only the time that I'm not live streaming. So this morning I was watching Brian Grant, but I only got through half because I got through all of my champions before his stream was done. So I'm not even done there. So I'll probably watch him later on when they come off cooldown, maybe.
Hector says last round I managed 1.5 mil, 4.4 mil, 6.5 mil in the arenas. Pretty content.
Hey, that works.
Clay Satin says, I love Dorky Dave. He does and yep, same. I do live streams too.
Okay. But yeah, Dave, his Ninja series. If you guys like anime, and even if you don't, I'm sure most of you have heard of Dragon Ball Z. Well, I'm more like Goku. Goku was the non-technical fighter. Okay, so he was like a natural. But Vegeta was the technical fighter. So, Vegeta, he made conscious decisions. He had the strategy, he had the tactics. That is how Vegeta was, and he's very good. Goku kind of just, like I said, he just naturally did things. So when I first started playing, I didn't know there was anything called baiting, but I just started doing it. But I didn't know what I was doing until I watched Dave, and he started saying, okay, here's how you bait. And I'm like, oh, because I noticed that I was doing it. I just couldn't do it deliberately because I didn't know what I was doing. So yeah, his Ninja series is still good to this day. And if you haven't watched his later ones, he's elevated it. His instinctive touch videos, awesome. He makes the most beautiful videos, very technical. And I've learned another form of baiting, and I don't normally do it, but you'll see me punch the air a few times. And the reason that I do that is because I'm trying to bait them. And if you watch his video, you'll know exactly why I'm doing that.
Yito says, sup man, nice to see you streaming.
Hey Yeet, what's going on? I was just talking about you. See, Yeet, I watch Yeet's streams. Even if I didn't catch his stream, I would watch it on playback all the time. And sometimes I drop a comment, but I was always watching his streams. And hasn't been streaming lately, but in his streams, I remember that was the first time, and his videos, that I saw just how good Nightcrawler was on offense. Because at that time, everybody was putting Nightcrawler on defense, but Yeet was one of the ones that showed just how good Nightcrawler could be on offense. And same thing with Morningstar. I didn't see a lot of people playing Morningstar on offense until I saw one of his videos, and he was taking down bosses with his Morningstar. Beast.
Clay Slatton says, should I max my 4-star Archangel?
Yes, absolutely. You eating ramen? That's funny. That's what I have sitting here right now, waiting for me to finish. I have it in the water. and only because I don't want to eat while I'm on a stream. So you hear me smacking right into the mic and everything. Otherwise, I'd be eating that too. But that's what I'm about to eat, some ramen, and I also have some pinto beans to eat along with
At least it's not natto.
it. Yeah. Now, watch this, guys. I don't know if you guys know how to fight with Dormammu on offense, but you'll see that I threw a heavy. That put that stack on, and after that, I'm hitting him with medium combos. And you'll see that I have 100 stack. Now, as soon as I can land a heavy, he's going to do a ton of damage. So most people put Dormammu on defense, but he actually can do some good damage, decently on offense. And you saw it right there. That heavy, when he has 100 of those, I forget what they're called, uh, he does quite a bit of damage.
Clay Sutton says his 4-star Archangel's at R4 level 32 of 40.
Yeah, I would definitely rank him up. A 4-star Archangel is better than quite a few 5 stars. Alright, I was trying to get away from fighting Hyperion. I hate fighting Hyperion in arena. I see some scrolled up, but I can't read it. Statin says I'm trying to do dungeon. Okay, yep, read that one. Yeah, Hector. We have a wild Yeet OS. Ronit Sani says I love Lord Shadow. Thank you, thank you. And yep, read those. Okay. Alright, we lucked out. This Hyperion through his special. Yeah, he's being free with his specials.
Clay says Blade is still his favorite. He's going into the 4 to 5-star arena now.
All right, yeah, Blade is. I was talking about that on the other live stream that I had, the previous one yesterday. What they did to Blade, they stealth nerfed, and if you want to hear my ideas on what they did there, just check out that live stream. But in short, I define nerf a little bit differently than some of the community does. I use the original definition that you can find just by doing a Google. Look it up in the Wikipedia. You'll see where it first went into effect, which was in EverQuest, I believe. See how it was used. Well, I'm old school, so I use it that way. And a nerf is basically anything, any change in the game that results in either a character or an item or anything being less effective. So you can indirectly nerf something, and Blade was indirectly nerfed because they have been coming out with a string of champions that don't have the villain tag. Um, they have some sort of immunities, usually bleed immune. So yeah, he's still a beast. No different there, but he's definitely less effective than he was when he came out. And I know that was by design. But with all that said, I still want a 5-star Blade. And if I get him, he is going straight to rank 4, probably to rank 5. The only person that I can see right now myself taking to rank 5 instead of Blade would be Void. So if I got Void, he's going to rank 5, hands down. If I get Blade, he's going to rank 4. And if I get a Void, he will go to rank 4 and rank 5 as soon as I can.
Clay
Okay.
said he loves his Max 4-star blade and he subbed to you a little bit ago.
All right, thank you for the sub. As soon as I get done with this fight, okay, I just walked into that. Um, okay, I walked into that as well. Yeah. All right, let me pay attention real quick and then I'll look because my mind was not in this. I was already
Trying to
thinking,
get
okay,
yourself killed?
there we go. So let me look, let me look, let me look. Ooh, da 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 da. Yeah, huh, I don't see it. When did you sub, Clayton? Oh, I won't see it if you have your privacy settings set not to show that information. I only see people who sub when they have that turned, the privacy settings turned off so that everyone can see your subscriptions. And I don't have mine on, so when I sub to people, they don't know either. All right, so we are moving right along. As you can see, suicides, we're going pretty quickly here. And just to get you an idea, we've been streaming for an hour and 16 minutes. I didn't start um, the arena right at on the dot, but I've already gone through, because we're building up the streak here, so we're actually making very good time. Suicides, I would say, if I had to guess, on average run about 20 minutes faster, which to me is a big deal. All right.
So why'd you choose this team? Killmonger and them.
No reason. I'm just going through my champions. I like to have some sort of a synergy if I can do it. Doesn't even matter what the synergy is. I don't even look, don't even know. Just a little something I like to do. Um, One thing that synergies often will do, it'll increase your PI. Not a really big deal, especially when I'm running suicides, because my PI is already pretty high. The other thing that suicides do, they not only do they speed things up, but the way they speed things up, I don't have to worry so much about their special threes. When the computer can get off a special 3, that animation takes time, so that slows you down. And baiting out specials also makes the fights longer and takes time. I don't have to do so much of that when I'm running suicides. So all of that contributes. So not only am I doing a lot more damage, but the fights are going faster because of more damage, because of the suicides, less baiting, again because of the suicides, and not having to deal with any special threes.
Clay Slatton says he can't afford suicides.
Yep, you got to hit that arena. I actually uh, grinded for all of the suicides long time ago. I lived in that arena and
Hey,
unlocked all of them.
Integral.
Hey, Integral, welcome back.
Torok says your 5-star Gulk is beastly. I think he means Hulk.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, Gulk.
Yep. That is
What the?
Gladiator Hulk.
Really? Is that the red one?
No, the red one is Hulk. Red Hulk.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
You've got Red Hulk. You've got what we call OG Hulk, which is, and you have Gladiator Hulk. Gladiator Hulk is the Hulk version that you saw in Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, okay.
His
What the?
official his official name in the game is Hulk Ragnarok, but we call him Gulk or G Hulk. And yeah, he is beastly. Uh, my alliance does map 6 a few times, and we tried map 6 for the first time in the BG I was in. First time I've been with this alliance. So uh, we did map 6, and we can do it. But I chose a path because people were telling me this, that Gladiator Hulk is really good on the Starburst nodes. So I brought in my Gladiator Hulk. He's only rank 3, 5-star rank 3. I brought him in and took that path, section 3. And let me tell you, that is crazy. I wouldn't use anybody else. I don't care if you have the 4-star or the 5-star. He owns that path. That is nuts. I went through that entire path with him, and I didn't lose a whole lot of health at all.
Integral says it's good to hear you guys again.
Oh, thank you. It's good to see you again.
Clay Slatton says, "Yep, I knew it. Regular Hulk, I think is trash."
Now, I am a Hulk fanboy, so
I don't know why. Oh.
Doc Bruce Banner, belted by gamma rays, turns into the Hulk. Ain't he unglamorous? Anyway, yes, OG Hulk is my boy, but no, he's not as good as I would love for him to be in this game.
Integral says Joe Fixit is Hulk too.
Yeah, now, Integral, imagine my surprise to find out that that was a Hulk. I actually looked it up because somebody told me that a while back and I did not believe him. He is actually a Hulk from another, I think, dimension or timeline or something like that. But he's like, I was so surprised. I was like, wow, because somebody said that, we had 3 Hulks in the game. This is before Gladiator Hulk got in the game. And I said, no, we don't have 3 Hulks. We only have 2. You know, we have Red Hulk, who's not really my Hulk, not Bruce Banner. And we have, Hulk. And they were like, Joe Fixit. And I was like, what? And I actually looked it up. And yeah, he is actually Hulk as well. But I'm not a fan of Joe Fixit.
Let's not forget She-Hulk.
Now, me and She-Hulk go way back. I don't care what y'all say, but if I were to get a She-Hulk 5-star, I'm not going to be upset. I don't have her, and I had a little crush on her when I was young.
Mm,
The way she was drawn, I don't know if you guys remember, but just imagine I'm a little kid reading these comics, and here she is. She's green. Okay, that don't matter. But she is, shall we say, very well put together, very fit because she worked out, and she was often very flirtatious and in bikinis. What's not to like? And then seeing her kicking butt, oh yeah. But yeah, in this game, no, she's not very good, and she would only be used in arena. I would take her to rank 2, just like I would take all of my 5-stars, and leave her right there. All right, so we just went through all of my 550s, as you see. So now we're just going to finish up my 5-stars. And I'm going to go right down the list. And I just look to see, and like I said, just for my own fun, I just pull out some synergies, but I'm going to start mixing. So I'll go all the way down to the rank ones that I did not choose before. That way I can avoid getting a death match. Gwen Hulk? Torek says Gwen Hulk.
Yes, and Meister says I love Rolk and Gulk. I have both 550, and in my OG Hulk is a little bit meh.
Sadly, yeah. But here's the thing about Gladiator Hulk, though. He is a niche. I mean, where do you use him? If it wasn't for the Starburst node, or if I'm facing, like Dormammu's Mystic Champions or something like that, see, I don't even use him. So, then again, I don't use OG Hulk either, or Red Hulk for that matter. They have their matchups, but depending on your roster, there's just other champions that do better. But like I was saying earlier, that Starburst path, that's Gladiator Hulk all the way.
Evan's daddy says you can have mine if you want.
Yeah, I don't have a OG Hulk as a 5-star. I just have him as a 4-star. And let me tell you, when I first became uncollected, I did not have Hulk. And I went in there with a 440 Daredevil. I still haven't 550 my Daredevil. But I went in with a 440, and I think I spent about between 20 and 25 revives on that collector that first time through to become uncollected. And then I swore I would not go back in there until Kabam gave me OG Hulk. And it wasn't long, and I got him. And I took him right to rank 5, and I went right back in there after the collector and whooped his behind. Instead of using up, the about 20-25 on average, I used about 4 revives against the collector after that. Sometimes I used 3, sometimes I used 5. So on average, 4 revives each time, and that's a 550 Hulk. I didn't have, my rank 5 Starkey or anything like that. And of course, people have one-shot him now. But at the time, nobody had one-shot him, and the closest anyone got was a Dormammu. And there's a video on that somewhere on YouTube. All right, still just going through.
Torok says I like Gulk on a team with Cap Infinity War. It takes even less of that random damage.
Nice. And see, I don't have Captain America Infinity War as a 5-star. I have him as a 4-star though, and he's another one that I think is rank 5 worthy, and I have him as a 550.
Integral says we need Champ, OG, Iron, Spider, Hulk, Civil War, Infinity War 2099.
Wow. I remember reading the 2099 comic when it first came out.
So do I.
That was when they were basically the heroes. Most of them had died. Spider-Man was dead, Hulk was dead, and they were basically being reborn. And I thought that was a pretty cool series. And it's been a long time, but I remember how the Hulk was reborn. There was a community of people who worshipped strength, and they worshipped the Hulk as being, of course, the strongest. And this community, these were people, they were, they bodybuilded, they were fit, okay? And they had recreated, to the best of their ability, Bruce Banner's Gamma experiment. But this one guy, I forgot his name in the comic, but he was sent, I think, to infiltrate this community, and he was lied to and was told, that they were subversive and they were like a terrorist cell or something like that. But when he went in there, he discovered that they were actually peaceful. They worshipped strength, but they were pacifists. And he actually felt at home there. He, you know, really liked them. And that's when the massacre started. And they killed those people. They didn't even resist. And he went nuts. And I forget how it happened, but there was one little boy that was there that I think was the only survivor for this. But um, he was trying to save someone, and of course got caught in the explosion around that experiment, and thus Hulk was born again. And but this Hulk, he wasn't like the original one. He was more like the Gray Hulk, where he retained his faculties, so he was still intelligent. And I remember one fight they cornered him, and he looked at them and he said, "Do you remember the old stories of the Hulk and how strong he was?" He said, "Well, they were all true." And he transformed and whooped their behinds. So I like that series, but I stopped reading those. It's been a long time since I've read any comic for that matter.
Meister said, my first run versus Collector, I used 345 Stark and used 3 Revives. I think it was not bad.
No, that wasn't bad at all. I wish I had those champions at the time. You can actually look on my channel and see that run. I'm mad because I had technical difficulties, so my actual footage of my first uh, fight with the Collector is lost forever. I was so upset. But I did record um, another Collector fight so that you guys could see how I did there.
Ben says, hello there.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, we're not gonna read your name right out loud. You ain't getting us that easy. But my
And
sister can
Clay
read it.
Flatten says he doesn't see your link.
My link. What link? In any case, I didn't put a link anywhere.
For Discord.
Oh, just look at go to, because I don't think it's going to be in the description for my live streams. Go to my last video on my channel. In fact, I believe that was just this morning that I made a video of a fight in Alliance Quest, Map 5, Day 5, Kingpin, and I went up against him with my symbiote. Look in the description on that one, because I have it in the defaults. So you should see the link there. But that's actually a good point. I may change the description there. Sorry, I had to pay attention a little bit here. This crazy. Oh, got me anyway.
Haha.
As soon as I start talking.
Running your mouth.
But you guys can see Taskmaster. I actually like Taskmaster. He's actually kind of fun to play. I wish he was more powerful, but I took him to rank 3 because I actually have fun playing with him. And you have to pay attention when you're playing him.
That's nice. I like that ending.
Yeah, and he looks cool. If they ever retouch him up like they did and buff him like they did Red Hulk, I'm taking him to 4 as soon as I can.
Thank you, Toruk.
Oh wow, thank you. Thanks, Torek. Let's see. Yep, there it is. So you guys can see that on the stream as well. Thanks for that super chat. You guys just don't know how much those super chats help me right now, because I am broke. I'm hoping not to be broke soon, but right now, very broke.
Brokety broke.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for helping me kill time at work.
Haha, no problem. I'm gonna try to stream around this same time every day, but what I do, ouch, what I do is whenever my 5 stars come off cooldown, that's when I try to do my live stream. So if I don't get a chance to get them off of, run through them in the morning and it's really late, then they're not going to be off cooldown around 1 Eastern. So then I'll end up probably not doing the live stream until late, maybe 3 Eastern time. It'll be whenever they come off cooldown. But just now, why did I let up off that block? But
Because you're talking.
yeah, I know. But for today, the arena started at 1 o'clock Eastern, so that was perfect. And I had already stopped grinding in the arena precisely because I had already hit all the milestones I wanted to hit. And I knew that I wanted to start with my 5 stars right when it started. So, not sure if I'll do it tomorrow at that time, but I will try.
Sunburn guy.
Mephisto Phillips. I remember when he first came out. As a defender, he was a royal pain. One of the guys, Aeon Kong, that you guys may have seen earlier in the stream, he got him and took him to rank 4, and we made him the boss, and nobody took him down. All in those alliance wars we had, nobody was taking him down. There was no Blade. Red Hulk wasn't beefed up like he is now. And so we won lots of wars because of his rank 4 Mephisto. Let's see here.
Torek says, "Did you go for Corvus? I quit it for."
The 4-star Corvus? No, I didn't because I already had Corvus.
Fingers crossed that it is enough.
Yeah, I didn't go for Corvus as a 4-star because I already had him, and he doesn't need to be awakened. And so I wanted to go for all the milestones, trying to replenish a little bit of my unit stash after getting that vision offer. I thought about it just to get the shiny stars, but honestly, as a 4-star, there wasn't really any point, and I would rather have the units and the shards. But when we get to that other screen, you guys will see about how many points I get just in this one round, and it'll go a little bit faster. I want you guys to see this, what happened here. Do you see that right there?
Ooh.
I dash back and block because I know what he's about to do, but it just does not recover fast enough. I learned that a while back, but I still can't stop myself from doing it. But there's a little bit of a recovery time when you dash back between when you can block, but you can evade So, like when you're fighting someone like Miles Morales, if you see that he evades and you try to block, chances are you're not going to be able to block. You just don't recover fast enough. But you can evade. So when you fire off and you see he evades, that's when you evade, and that's the only way that you'll be able to do that. But it gets frustrating sometimes because my reflexes are there. You know, I was blocking before he started firing off his special, but doesn't matter. I'm still going to get hit because I can't. The game has a built-in delay that I can't overcome.
Doc 4 just stopped by to drop a like. Thanks, Doc 4.
Thanks, Doc 4. Thanks for that like. Thanks for stopping by.
And Torok said he thought about going for Vision. He's sitting on 9K units, but didn't think he would really use him.
Well, if you don't have vision, I would have told you to go for at least the first one, but that's only if you're an arena grinder. You know, I'm an arena grinder, as you guys can see. I stay in arena, so that vision, not to mention I like vision, but that vision was a new champion, and we haven't seen a deal that good ever. The vision offer when the first time he came as a 5-star, you had to spend 15,000 units to get him, and there was no way to awaken him. And a 5-star vision unawakened is pretty useless. He needs to be awakened. So imagine my surprise when this vision offer was 5,000 units to get him, and another 5,000 to get him again and to awaken him. Excuse me. So 10,000 units, you got yourself an awakened 5-star vision with 20 sig levels. That is nuts. And I know a lot of people that got that first offer were feeling mighty salty. 15,000 units, a lot of people dropped cash for that vision. And there are people that do use him. If you can take him to rank 4 and get his sig level high, I would say about at least 130. But the higher the better. He is very useful. Okay, enough playing around with this guy here. But Vision is the king of power control. Magic is the queen. Go ahead, little Rocket. Show him why you're called Rocket Raccoon. Look at him standing tough. Play around with him if you want to. I got him as a 6-star, and I know a lot of people were feeling sorry for me. I'm not sorry. I have him as a 5-star, 6-star. I think I said I have him as a 4-star as well.
Real Deal says hello.
Hey, Real Deal, what's going on, man?
Clay Sutton says Prof got it. And Professor Torek says Professor Hoff made a video about how crappy the 5-star vision scales. You need to drop a ton of sig stones into him.
Correct. That's what I was saying. You need to have him at least 130, which is nuts. But yeah, you need to have 130 to 150, and he becomes the king of power control.
Integral says OG Vision is good against Cord too.
Is he now? That's good to know. I know Doc Strange and who else is it that's good against him? Because that Korg right now, an awakened Korg, is currently the top defender, if not one of them. So that would be very nice to know. I might take mine up. That second offer for Vision, a lot of people overlooked some of the things that came with it, but you got 2 rank up gems plus some boosts That deal was insane. That is why my vision is rank 3. I waited for the level up, and I think the level up was going on when I got him. Took him right on up to rank 3. But yeah, he scales horribly. Clay Stanton says, yep, I am doing all the arenas. Awesome. The Real Deal says, I passed on Vision. Yeah, a lot of people passed on Vision. I mean, if you're not going to use him, there's no reason to get him. But I'm such an arena grinder, and I'm a collector.
Quarter.
Collector. So, there was no way I wasn't going to get him at least once. And if you guys saw my video, I was opening up them battle chips, hoping. I was thinking that I might be just short. And I was actually making plans to make deals with my alliance to see if I could get some battle chips. But then I saw how long the deal was, and I saw, oh man, I don't have the time. It was only for like a day. So if I didn't open up those battle chips and get enough, I just wasn't going to be able to get him. Fortunately, I was able to. And you guys can see how many units, you can see how many units I have. I'm building my way back up, which is why I spent all that time in arena. Go ahead.
I was gonna say SU Nutrice said, would you use the 5-star generic Awakening gem on an R4 Domino? He also has Stark, Spidey, Emma Frost, and Iceman, all unduped.
No, I would not use a 5-star generic on Domino. She does not need to be awakened. If you are planning to use her, rank 5 her, and you want prestige or something like that, maybe. But she does not need to be awakened. I actually used a 5-star generic on Corvus. But that's because at the time I was trying to make myself more attractive to higher tier alliances because I knew I was going to be switching alliances. And I knew that if I had a rank 5 Corvus awakened, that would make me look a lot more attractive because my prestige, he has crazy prestige. So that was an investment. And I don't regret it, but I still have another 5-star generic waiting for whoever I'm going to rank 5 because I'm just not going to have a rank 5 that's not awakened. I'm hungry for prestige too much. But no, I wouldn't use him. In fact, I wouldn't use that generic on any of the champions that you listed. Let me see. Once I finish this fight, let me look back again.
Evan's daddy says he passed on the original offer earlier this year and vowed that if they ever put it out again, he's going in, and he copped both deals.
Okay, hold on. Let me look. So you have Spider-Man Stark Enhanced. He doesn't need to be awakened. Domino, she doesn't need to be awakened. Emma Frost, depending on where you're going to use her. If she's not awakened, she does not do the inverted controls. So if you place unawakened Emma Frost on defense, you can catch some people who don't realize that and know how to fight her because they'll be expecting inverted controls on her special 1 and they'll end up getting wrecked. So on offense, she doesn't need to be awakened either. So I wouldn't use a generic on her. Oh boy. Whew. I let this Archangel get me in the corner. But that's also why I chose Nebula here. Because she's immune to bleed, so he can't do anything. Alright, and Iceman, also doesn't need to be awakened, and I definitely wouldn't use a generic on him. My Iceman 5-star is still unawakened. The only thing that Awakened will give you is a head start on evade champions. But if you have Emma Frost, you already have a very good evade counter. So no, save your generic gem. All right, so Evan's daddy. Let's see. I heard the chime. Let's see, what was it? Yep, Clay Stanton. Slanton. Sorry. Thanks for the sub. I guess you you opened up your privacy settings. All right, Evan's daddy passed on the original offer earlier this year and vowed if they ever put it out again, I'm going in. And I caught both deals. Awesome. I did as well. That first deal made me salty because I didn't have the units. If I had had the units at that time, I would have gotten the vision last time and then been upset about this offer this time. All right, let's see. I'm trying to catch up.
Forest Walker wants to know, how do you build or keep a streak going in the 4-star feature arena?
Um, Earlier in the stream, I described my process. I also have a video on that process. So either go earlier in the stream, someone asked that question, or take a look at my video on my stream. I think just do a search for Infinite Streak, and I describe it in detail. Right, Torek says I only have a few 5-star rank 4 champions. Figured I should just boost up the 4-star vision. Yeah, I only have a few 4-star 5 champions as well. 5-star champions, as you guys can see, very few. My vision, my 4-star vision is 550, and I actually used him in Alliance War for a very long time, even when we started facing opponents that were placing rank 3 5-stars. I stopped using him only because the fights would start taking a long time because his damage is horrible. But I used to take the leftmost path, path 1, and that left mini was the power mini. So they had a power boost, and he was awesome for that. I would take out a lot of champions. Dormammu, I would take out. They would put Morningstar on there. I would take her out with my 550 vision. So if he scaled better, I would definitely start bringing him to Alliance War. The Integral says you never know when you need a champ. Exactly. I like having as many tools in my toolbox. So when we have some of those monthly events and, oh look, this particular hard champion is easily doable by some champion that you may not have ranked up, or you may not even have because you knew he sucked all around. Like, I forget which one it was, but it was recent, where Ronin was the best champion to use, even a 3-star Ronin. So the more tools you have, the better. SU says thank you for your input. No problem. Alright, fighting this Nightcrawler. Let me try to switch him. He's acting a little stingy. Alright, there we go. Alright, now he's switched, so we'll have an easier time with him. Yep, you guys saw that. In case anybody doesn't realize how to switch him, when he dashes back and holds block, you want to time it so you throw a light attack, and he'll hold block until he switches. And that's not something specific to Nightcrawler. Every champion will hold their block when you do that. It's just that with Nightcrawler, it's a very visible outcome where he switches his stance. But I think in one stream, I was trying to remember a case where where you could use that with another champion to great effect. And it's when I was fighting with Morningstar against Crossbones. So you know when Crossbones holds block, he will gain those stack of Furies. So what I would do is with Morningstar, I'd wait till I had her L2 ready, because her L2 does a lot more damage when the opponent has buffs up. The more buffs, the better. Same thing with Magic and her L3, I believe. So when you're fighting someone like Crossbones, get that L2 or L3 ready. Let him dash back and hold block. You do your light attack. He will hold it. Get those 3 Furies, and you light him up. So people refer to it as the Nightcrawler trick, but it's not just Nightcrawler. It's all the champions. It's an AI thing. The AI does that.
Nigel Millet says he has Black Widow duped. Red Hulk, Gwenpool, and Sentinel are unduped. Who should he take to rank 4 out of 40?
To 440. Um, Honestly, it's preference, because most champions are decent to take to 440 if you are an arena grinder. Every champion, every 4-star champion should go to rank 3. Every 5-star champion should go to rank 2, at least. Alright, hold on. This Mordo is acting crazy. There we go. Alright, so let's see. You've got Black Widow duped. I'm not a fan of Black Widow since they changed her, they nerfed her. Red Hulk, he is definitely an option. He is a beast. Gwenpool, also a very good option. And Sentinel is a pretty decent option. Out of those, I probably would do Gwenpool just out of preference. But Gwenpool or Red Hulk would be very good options. Sentinel would also be a good option. And like I said, Black Widow I'm not terribly fond of. So in order of ranking preference, I would say Gwenpool, Red Hulk, Sentinel, and then Black Widow. Because I'd still take her to 440. And Torek says Gwenpool. Yep, I agree. Meister says I join your dish chat. All right, awesome. I'll be over there and say something to you. Chakalala? That's an interesting name. Says you can use that using Nebula to build up charges. Yep. All right.
Without getting hit in your block. Same with Blade and his healing. Says Chokalala.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Integral says I stopped taking 4-star champs to rank 3 long time ago. Waste of T1 alpha for me.
Wait. Hold on. 4 stars to rank 4? I guess he means. Hold on. I gotta make sure I don't get in trouble. Okay, these are rank 2s. I couldn't remember if these guys were rank 2 or rank 1. I think I've used up all my rank 1s. Let me see. Did I take her to rank 2 as well? Yeah. Okay. Don't want to get trapped having only rank 1s left. That would be bad. Okay, wait, let's see. All right. Yeah. It's a waste of T. Yeah, T1 Alpha. Yeah, you did have to. But at my level in the game, I get T1 Alphas so much. You can use Glory to buy T1 Alphas. They come in so many of the different events. So it's not really a waste to me. And I'm trying to remember. I don't remember rank 3 using a T1 Alpha. I thought rank 4 used the T1 Alpha. But even so, uh, every 4 star I would take, and every one of my 4 stars is rank 3 right now. I wait till a level up event, and I take them to rank 3. So like this, when I get this Venom the Duck, he's going to rank 3 as soon as I have a level up event to take him up. Sorry, I had to switch this Nightcrawler because he was being a pain.
Sniper Boss is back. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Sniper Boss. All right, Aeon Kong says I used a generic on 5-star Domino in rank 5 to. Hey, I wouldn't have used a generic, but if you're gonna rank 5 her, then yeah, she's worth a generic. For prestige reasons only, really. I mean, not that her awakened ability isn't awesome. It is, but she is awesome without it. And she's a Labyrinth of Legends option. Alright. Whew. I hate fighting Void when I have suicides, but that wasn't too bad.
Meister says I need R3 all my 4 stars for arena. I have so much R1 at the moment.
Yeah, and see, and I don't even use my 330s. I mean, yeah, my 330s as in arena anymore. I used to, but my roster is big enough that I don't need to use them anymore. Okay, so yeah, it does take one T1 Alpha. Okay, but yeah, like I said, you get so many of them right now that I'm not too worried about it. Okay. Oh, that's right. I did use. I normally use Yellow Jacket with Superior Iron Man and Hulkbuster, but when I'm building the streak, I used my Hulkbuster already because I was looking for him. So what I'm gonna do now, because Cyclops and Magneto have a synergy, and like I said, I like using synergies. That Sniper Boss, I am so sorry. I was confused. I blame my sister. It's all her fault.
No, it's just you're old. You're old and confused. It's sad.
See? That's why bad things happen to her. But I blame her. My mind used to be a steel trap,
It still is. It's just rusted now.
and it's because of you. I have a ton of gray hairs that I've named after my sister.
Hey, you have another sister. I think she
She caused a
introduced
few
those
gray
gray
hairs
hairs.
as well. I always say that because I started turning gray in my 20s, and I have a lot of stress in my life, let me tell you. And they don't help. They add to that stress, let me tell you. I worry about them all the time.
Sniper Boss says, wait, you should use 2020 health and attack thing and arena boost.
Why would I do that?
I'm just reading the comment.
Well, I'm asking him. Why would I do that? The only time I use arena boost is the 3-star arena boosts. I have like hundreds of the crystals that I haven't even opened. I only open them when I'm going for a champion. Like for this Venom the Duck, I'm going to get him as a 4-star, right? But I also want to get him as a 3-star. So once I have a little downtime and my guys are on cooldown, I'm going to use I'm going to open up, maybe about 100 of them and start using my 3-stars, and all my 3-stars are maxed out. And I'll use up all my boosts, and that will usually get me over 1 million points, and then I just start padding my score. But that's the only time I use those arena boosts, is the
And
3
Sniper says
stars.
for points if you want Venom Duck.
Well, I don't need to. Even without the boosts, I can put up about in fact, I can put up over 18 million if I really wanted to. I've proven that in previous arenas, and that's more than enough to get him. I don't think any 4-star featured has gone that high ever. So since I know I can put up that much, I don't worry about it. All right, so I have one left, one 5-star left that I want to get on cooldown, and I don't have any of my 550s. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a champion that I'm pretty sure I can beat whoever they throw at me and will not get me a death match. I'm hoping won't get me a death match. So let's do Omega Red and Emma Frost because I have suicides on. All right, so
Meister
we're
says
good.
he has 600 arena boost crystal and full stash with boost, and he never uses them.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we didn't get a death match, so we're good. So you guys get to see a little bit of Omega Red and what he looks like with suicides, because Omega Red is actually made for suicides. And I do want to take him up to 550, but I'm working on my 5-stars right now. I want to get all of them to rank 2 because that will make my life so much easier. You see how much worry I have to do mixing my champions. I don't want to have to do that anymore. And once I have everybody to rank 2, I can just go through them and not really worry about it. So until I get all of my 5-stars to rank 2, I'm not going to take any 4-stars to rank 5. All right, see, look at this. Do you see he has his death field active? Anytime he's bleeding, he has that death field active, and it triggers off of my double edge. Awesome. He
Nigel Millet wants to know, is Nebula worth the grind in arena?
Nebula. Hmm. That's going to depend on you. I mean, she's okay. She has some really good use. She's really good against Sentinels. She's double immune. So it's really up to you. I can't say whether she's worth it or not, honestly. But I got her as a 6-star, and I wasn't too upset about that. And I do use her as a 6-star.
Sniper said, I knew you were using Omega Red and Emma Frost.
Yeah, I love them. And see, I don't have either one of them as a 5-star. And I would take both of them to 550. But I got to get my 5-stars to rank 2 first. Otherwise, both of them and that Symbiote Supreme would be rank
Oh my.
5. Not because Symbiote Supreme is just a beast, but just because he's so cool looking. I like him. But Emma Frost and Omega Red, I would actually use them in possibly in a Alliance quest. All right, guys. We are
Or
at
it
the
says he
end.
just burns the boost when the item use event is going.
Yep, that's a valid use for them as well. All right, so I'm done right now. I'm going to go eat. But you can see here, I'm at 1.7 million after that run. And from this point on, every time my 4-stars, my 550s are off cooldown, I'll run through those. That will get me about 300,000 points. So before my 5 stars are off cooldown, I will probably have gotten about 600,000, close to a million, depending on how many times I could get my 550s in. And then I'll do that. And remember, this is only on day one. It's not unusual for me to put up about 6 million day one. So I won't have too much trouble over the course of 3 days. And when my 6 stars come off cooldown, I'll take them into the 5 star featured and use them up there. And I'll just keep doing that. And after I finish eating, if my 5 stars are off cooldown, I'll run through those, and then I'll hit the 3 star arena, and I'll open up those crystals. And I'll show you guys my crystals here. And I'll use these crystals, the boosts, and just go through the 3 star arena, and I will get 1 million very, very quickly with those boosts. Oh, got a free crystal here. We'll just claim that. All right. And all right. So in a minute, we'll scroll on down here, and you guys can see how many arena boosts I have. And basically, say I have 232 arena boosts. I honestly need only about 50. I'll open up 50 of these crystals, and that'll get me very quickly to the max milestones. I can easily get about 500, especially since I'm running suicides as well. I can easily get about 500 to 600,000 on just 50 of them. So if I open up 100, which this is the only time I open these up and use them, I'll have over a million easily. And that's what I'll do. And so I'll easily be able to snag me a Venom the Duck. If Marvel Insider has a Venom the Duck 3 star offer, then I don't use these, and I just get that because I always have points from Marvel Insider. That's why I didn't grind for the 3 star, I think, Symbiote Supreme. I actually got some codes from the New York City Comic Con, so I'm going to get the 3 star, and that meant I just build up more Arena Boost crystals. All right, and let's see. All right, the rewards haven't come in yet for the arena, for the last arena, but since I got all the milestones, I already know how I did there. All right. All right, Sniper Boss says, wait, by the way, you should use Song Tonight or Chime or something. Check it out, please. I'm not sure what you mean there, but I've got to go. I got to eat. My food has been staring at me for 2 hours now, and I'm starting to feel lightheaded. So, got to do it. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by, and I will try to live stream tomorrow. So, about 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern. If you follow me on Twitter, I believe it announces when I go live. Uh, YouTube is very bad about it. I'll try to hit several of the groups that I'm in online. If you join my Discord server, in the announcements channel, I'll announce when I'm going live as well. But other than that, you would just have to rely on YouTube. But expect to see me around 1:30 Eastern Standard Time going live if I'm going to go live. Um, it may be later, and I'll try to like schedule it. If I know that I'm going to go later, I'll schedule it so you guys can see that a live stream is scheduled maybe for like 3 or 4 o'clock. All right. So that's going to do it, guys, for this live stream. Take care and have a blessed day.
Bye bye, guys.